Welcome back to Final Fantasy VII. Last time, nothing interesting happened. This time, I decided to actually do the stuff that I tried to do on the last stream, on this stream. So I've got the two enemy skills that I was trying to get. Beta and Choco Buckle. So now we've got to go and try and get a Chocobo.
Gotta get a Chocobo, that's the best part.
Also, I ended up switching Aerith out with Tifa because I wanted someone that could heal and do damage.
What did I miss last time, by the way?
I've got to go get a Chocobo to cross the lake. That's it. Speaking of which, there's one right now. And there it goes.
So, hold on, let me pull up the stream before I start a topic.
Alright.
Just to make sure I'm not diverting from plot.
Like I said, I'm just trying to get the Chocobo.
I don't know, I want to play it. Alright, so did you watch the Throne Controllers? Because I did not.
I did not. I was gone.
I was just doing other things, because watching Throne Controllers just makes me sad I can't participate.
Yeah, same here.
I'm happy for the people who can. And I will never forget the time I tried desperately flailing a copy of DDR Mario Mix in order to get noticed by Tom, and yet everyone else around me got picked. Like, everyone.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it. Dog's head on the monitor plug again. Ready, go. Go, doggy. It's like keep happening. Alright, there we go. Anyway, Throne Controllers. Yeah, Hello?
I'm here.
Yeah.
My internet was dying for a second. I think I reset it, and it's good.
Yeah, I've only, I was able to do a challenge once, one of the audience challenges, but that's about it.
I feel like I'd be the dick who just gets a leap of faith challenge and just says, "Hey, guest, con guest." Of course, then they have those challenges where it's like, now you have to fight against them. It's just like, oh no.
Yeah, I was there for the first time that showed up. Wait, was it? Or I picked Gerard, and then it was like, oh, by the way, you have to play against Gerard.
Of course, since Momocon's the only one I can go to, I could just grab from the Aries Aeneid group that's going over there. Too bad I can't go this year because my $100 came 2 months late. But I still appreciate all the people that gave me bits and subs. And I hope you get that feature soon too.
Mm-hmm. dang it, the chocobo ran away again. Stop immediately running away.
Sorry about that.
Fine.
That item description. When you want a chocobo,
Ah, crap.
so what are those other enemies then? The weird bird thing in the plant?
Alright, I caught the chocobo. Now we must use the chocobo to go
Is this
over here.
Is this how chocobo always worked?
No. But all the chocobos from the farm had escaped, so I had to get a new one.
You can't just keep it? Aw.
No.
Does it keep you out of enemy battles?
Goodness, that is... yes.
Ah.
Meanwhile...
Oh, that poor snake. I mean, it was probably pretty deadly, but it didn't deserve to be put on the stake.
There was no meanwhile, it's just... some reason that happened.
Bear's just like, man, this Sephiroth guy's pretty strong, ain't he? Yep, that's all I'm contributing. Just pointing out the obvious.
And now we are in the Mithril Lines, hold on.
I saw Mog for a split second. Where was that?
That was my, summon.
Oh! You can summon Mog? Is it a different Mog, though?
I assume.
Do any of the Final Fantasies take place in the same, like, universe or timeline?
No?
Then why do they all have the same name? Like, the mechanics are the same, but then why do they all share the same name if they're not connected?
Alright, we got the new enemy skill, Flamethrower.
And some of them don't even share the same mechanics, because 15 doesn't play like 7. Which I don't think plays like 1. So, yeah. Yet all of the games have moggles.
Moggles. Moogles.
Moogles. And chocobos and other such various creatures. They have poogles. Totally the same thing. I like poogles.
Googles and Mokachos.
Muggles. That's the same franchise, right?
Yeah, sure.
That's Sephiroth the Slytherin. Slytherin? God, I can't pronounce this today.
So I picked up 15. Got it on sale.
Final Fantasy?
Peace. I got it on sale, so we have that for when we get that along. That's a long, long, long road ahead.
How long did it take you to get to 7?
A year?
I was there for all of 6, so that was about, what, roughly 3 months? Maybe more? My memory is poor, but I know that was at least while I was around.
I think it was at least a year.
Entire year? Oh no, you meant to answer my question of all of them. Well, if it's a year to just get halfway, that means it'll take another year to finish them off.
Well, yeah, but these games get longer.
True. I think this is actually where the turning point of the length comes around, because they gotta be bigger and more grand. A lot of games are doing that. That's why Mario 64 and especially Ocarina of Time have a lot more cinematics, even though the polygons kind of don't hold up. You know, one thing I didn't notice about Reboot, or at least I didn't think about Reboot until I just thought about it just now, is that the quality of Reboot's animation looks a lot like FMV cutscenes of PlayStation games, and I think that's kind of a bit fitting. Then again, it was mainly about being on a PC, so
There we go.
at least I assume it's a PC.
We got what I was looking for, the Grand Glow.
Reboot's a good show, but if you think about it too much, it gets fucked up. Like, every time you enter in a game, you might be killing off, like, innocent sprites and binomes. I mean, that's not how computers work, of course, but...
Right, that's the whole point, is that it's supposed to make you think. My allergies are flaring up again. They've been doing that all day. I think probably because of all the rain.
Sorry, I zoned out for a bit.
Nothing. It's time when my
All I heard
allergies.
was something because of the rain.
Yeah.
Allergies? Oh, I can relate to that. They're usually only in the morning. Probably just because I'm waking up and I'm covered in dust. Like, even when I'm hanging out in my room later on in the day. It's a bit more chill.
There we go. Well, we know where we're going next.
You can never trust a man in a suit. Giving me a lot of rude, and for some reason, are these guys on our side or?
No, these are part. Those are part of Shinra. The Turks are part of Shinra.
So they're bad guys too.
Right.
Because I was about to say they kind of remind me of the organization from Kingdom Hearts, just a bit, just with a different tone to them. I don't know if they're better or worse, or like if their characters or how different the characters are.
There we go. This is what I was
Something
looking for.
comical about them running in place away from enemies.
Yep. Yeah. Speaking of enemies. Sorry, I'm just adjusting stuff. Sorry that the... I don't think there's something to discuss.
We didn't watch Strong Control. I know we shouldn't get into it, so I'm just gonna leave that one be.
Oh, Spyro. That's with Spyro, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Even though I don't really have very experience at all with that game, with those games, because I was a Nintendo kid.
Yeah, same here. I'm happy for the people who get it. I'm about, like I think I mentioned this in one of my streams, but I'm about as into that as I was the Crash one. Like, it's cool and it might get me a way to play the game, but like it might let me play the game and get more interested, but I'm not too excited until I get my hands on it.
Yeah.
I'm more just happy for the people who are happy for it. There was something else that happened recently. I mean, I could discuss some of the WiiWare games I've been playing recently. Or Batman. I could go into Batman.
How was Batman so far?
It's weird. It's like, as Lappy points out to me multiple times, a lot of the lore is incorrect.
Well, because it's supposed to be a very different take. Especially from what I've seen in season 2.
And both of us don't really know how to feel about it. I don't want to speak for her, for the most part, unless it's like something she said to me. But I know that, like, some of the changes I'm okay with, and some of them are, like, absurd. Like, Penguin is called Penguin because he wears a fucking bird mask at one point.
Yeah, I saw the Plague Doctor stuff, yeah.
And it's just so dumb looking. I like what they do with Harvey. I kind of like what they did with Catwoman. So Catwoman and Harvey are handled well, both together and as separate characters. Gordon's alright. Lucius is kind of not there a lot. He was only introduced in episode 3, and yet they act like he was always there as a topic, and the only reason I knew about him was because Morgan Freeman played him in the movies, so I knew he was probably going to come up at one point. What else? What else did I either like or dislike? The whole thing with his parents is... no, I'm not much caring for that. For different reasons than Lappy is. Lappy doesn't like it because they change stuff drastically, and like, so drastically that it seems out of character. I just don't like it because it doesn't... I guess for a similar reason, but not quite the same reason. It just doesn't seem very fitting for the Batman, like, lore.
Right.
I think my main problem isn't that it gets a lot of stuff incorrect, it's just that it doesn't feel like Batman. Because I'm okay with different takes on Batman characters, but those takes on Batman characters have to feel at least somewhat like the character. Like, I don't have to be like, oh, this won't be what the character does, because that's not what the Mark Hamill one would do, or the one from the Batman, or the one from the Nolan films. Like, all of those are drastically different. But the thing is, they all do something that makes you think, yeah, that fits Joker. That fits, like, his thing.
Alright, so welcome to
like,
an optional little thing that we'll be coming back to multiple times. Fort Condor.
So I think, long story short, and without getting into too many spoilery details, I like what the story is doing. I just don't think it's very fitting for Batman. I like it. It's just not Batman. If it was a completely different set of characters, again minus Harley and Catwoman, I would totally be entirely invested. But since it doesn't feel quite right, it's hard to go all in one way or the other. It's hard for me to hate it because of the things it does well, but it's hard for me to like it because of the things it gets wrong. Which is weird, because I've never had that happen with a Telltale game for me. Like, I've either liked it or disliked it. There's never really an in-between. Either it's like Minecraft Story Mode, where I hate it just immensely, or it's like Tales from the Borderlands, which hooks me even though I know nothing about Borderlands. I mean, I know slightly more now that I've played it, but like, only 2 hours worth of it. And none of the characters that I met in Borderlands 1 were even in Tales from the Borderlands, except for the characters that you play as, which you don't really get to know that much. Brick and the other ones. I don't remember the other ones. No, Zero's too. Never mind. So what is this strange area? I'm not quite sure I understand what this is.
This
I
is
see a
for.
save point.
This is like a sort of battle thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
A battle for it?
Oh, I didn't see that ladder over there. It's over here.
They have a store? Oh yeah, store. Perfect. It's almost like a mini city.
What is going on?
gameplay sure changes a lot, doesn't it? Like, you have the overworld, you have your battles, and you also had that bike chase. You had the stealth section. You got this. At least I think this is different. It sounds different. Does contribute gil mean pay to skip it?
No, contribute guild means pay for more stuff, but I don't really need that apparently.
Apparently. Now, did this just turn into an RTS?
I think this turned
Or
into more of
Fire
a tower
Emblem?
defense sort of situation.
Oh, I'm familiar with that. After what I had to do today. Okay. Can you explain to me, I don't know if you have much familiarity with this part of the franchise, but what the fuck does the Dark Lord game that I played today have anything to do with Crystal Chronicles?
I don't really know exactly.
There was a girl who had two different colors on her. split
I know
down the
nothing
middle.
about the Crystal Chronicles games.
There were a lot of ton berries, including one called Ton Betty. No idea what was going on. It was fun. I just was terrible at it.
There we go, much better.
I'm really not liking.
Look at all these
what-
squares. Look at all these triangles attacking.
All these squares make a circle.
Attack of the rogue triangle. This is weird.
I'm not sure how I feel about what GatherBot's been doing recently. The Gather team. They're like, hey, you can get free subs if you make them play these mobile games. Just like, no. Like, that sounds cool in concept, but I've played one of those situations before. I've been on the receiving end of that kind of promotion, and it goes nowhere because it goes at the pace of a snail because it's a mobile game. You're not gonna make enough progress in a mobile game to get paid for a return. You'll have to spend money to make money that way.
Well, it's basically one of those situations. It's like, hey, play our game and hopefully it'll.
It almost feels like a pyramid scheme. Almost, except for
A
the
lot
fact that
of-
it cuts off at the games. Like, play these games in order to get free subs, but you have to pay the games in order to beat them. And then those games will send you to other games.
Well, it's not that no, because they don't want you to like have to pay for DLC. They just want you to play the games.
Yeah, they want you to play the games, but usually you have to make enough progress to where you have to either pay or wait a long time, and it's not worth it anymore.
Weird thing. I can't tell if I'm winning.
I just got pinged fucking twice in Aries Discord. You wanna know what the ping was about?
Nothing.
Absolutely fucking nothing! It was both Airy and AC fan.
I can't wait for that joke to get old, honestly. Sorry,
I mean,
the,
To be fair, I like AC Fan's variation because, like, I don't get the one that Harry's referencing, but
maybe it's just because I don't like bugging people.
Brandon made a photo edit of the hot dog Proton John thing, and he's holding everyone.
Okay, that's a good one. Oh God,
when
what
it's
is
clever, I don't mind it as much, even if it is
Yeah.
kind of annoying. I try to hold back on my pings anywhere, which is why I was so scared when they announced at someone, but now it
that? Add
seems
someone. You can add someone. I wish that someone was back.
Is it gone?
It's
Well,
gone for now.
At someone.
It doesn't do the rainbow effect anymore, at least. Nope, I've fallen and I can't get up and I need to add someone. Nope, I've fallen.
Like I mentioned to Tobias in John's Discord, I wish it was a thing that you could at least turn on and off. Because some
It didn't actually do anything, by the way.
Yeah, it doesn't ping the person. So like, some smaller Discords might find it fun, and B, it might actually be good for just picking people at random for like not a roulette of some sort, like what's it called? Not a giveaway. When you're just picking people out of a hat or something.
Picking things out of a hat?
Sort of. Not a roulette. Maybe a roulette. I don't know. When you need to pick someone at random for something. Like somebody mentioned it would be good for sub nights, because then you could legitimately pick someone at random and then ping them. Then again, the problem with that idea is that like it could be someone who's not online or not in call or even a mod. And as I found out, you could even add someone yourself, as I found out one day on accident. Like, I did that in John's server, and it was like, there's 500 people here. How did I get myself?
Good question.
Guess I'm just lucky. Haha.
Goodness, this commander
Like
took
that
a
one guy.
beating.
Oh, good. You don't know Jack's coming back.
What?
He's coming back in the next Jackbox.
Nice. I've been waiting for that.
The only problem is, how is it gonna work with streams? I mean, I don't care if it doesn't. Like, if it's just the same version from Jackbox Party Pack 1, but like newer, or with like new questions to be both topical and more informative, then I'd be totally down with that. But
I wouldn't be surprised if they if they made the game more audience friendly. Because that game is
that'd be nice.
not very audience friendly, to say the least.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got a new item. So from that, we got a new item for Red 13.
Also, apparently Funimation came to Switch. I don't know why that's a surprise to some people. Like,
Where's Verve? When's Verve coming to Switch?
when's Verve coming to anything other than phones?
It's on Apple TV now.
Oh, Apple TV. Everyone owns one of those.
Meanwhile, there's 3 now. Alright.
When's it coming to Vita?
Twitch is on Vita, you know that?
Oh, wow.
It works okay. I've tried it before
Like-
when I was really desperate to try and watch something.
Vita seems like really underrated. Like,
heck is that?
It has a lot of games that either aren't on other systems or aren't portable on others. It has a lot of the positives that like the Switch has, but for other consoles or PS4. Like you can't play Guacamelee on the go. You certainly can't play Danganronpa. It may be on Steam now, which is more convenient for people, but good lord, there's not a good Steam device that's portable. Though if there was, I would totally buy that. I wish there was a way to use the Steam Link. Well, no, that wouldn't work. Because the Steam Link needs to connect to a PC connected to the same Wi-Fi connection, I believe. Otherwise, like die horribly. The connection drops so many frames.
Yeah. That's what I mean, like, I want to get a Steam Link just to play, like, my PC games in a different room, but I don't think we have any other connections, or way to connect wirelessly. So what did I just turn on that made, let me see the... Turn that on. I mean, it helps, but I don't know.
It'd be nice to have, but I'd rather get things that help my stream, and I know that the Steam Link won't help my stream.
Yeah.
I can't... What would be the point of using a capture device on my Steam Link if I can just capture the game directly in XSplit? It's good, but I'd use that more for casual use. I saw it went for $5, so I might grab that again if it does, but I think I'd also need a Steam controller for anything to work. I don't think I can use the normal, like, Xbox controller, and even if I did, I'd be blocking the way.
Oh, dinner's ready. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Alright,
Hey,
it's pizza time.
it's pizza time. Honestly, one of these days you should just play the tune from Spider-Man or some kind of reference to it. I just saw for a split second that it showed your Game Shark score for a second.
Yeah, I was trying to find the right text.
I should really have a lot of those just backed up. I need to have one for my sub goal.
There we go. This is what we were looking for.
By the way, is it pizza today?
No,
I
it's
know
steak.
sometimes
It's
the
steak
pizza
and
breaks aren't
potatoes.
always. Oh, that's good. We're probably just gonna have fucking hot dogs. Because we have class here over at my house. An attack called Brave Shot or Big Shot.
We have Yuffie now, one of the 2 optional party members for this game. 2?
Wait, she's optional?
I think it's 2. Yes, she's
I didn't
optional.
know about that. I didn't know she was optional. I see her all the time in like other Final Fantasy media, including Kingdom Hearts, and she's just, you know, you can just skip over her. Who's the other person, or is that spoilers?
Hold on. Anyway, what did you say?
Who's the other person, or is that spoilers?
We'll wait I'm not gonna say who it is, but I think I know who it is. We'll find that person later. But now that we've gotten a new party member, time to head to Juon. So I guess I should have. Actually, I guess I should have picked Yuffie, but Yuffie is a thief. She comes with throw for some reason. Throw is sadly is not as good as it was in 6. Can't almost one-shot most things with throwing shurikens.
Suplex. Suplex.
No suplexes in this game, sadly. Banned in several.
Did I ever tell the story about the time I accidentally made Zangief when somebody tried getting me to make a D&D character?
I think you had. I don't think you had. I can't. I don't remember. If you have or ran it. I can remember hearing a similar story. But tell the story. It's probably a good one.
So I had a friend who was really into D&D and JoJo. I mean, he's still a friend, but I don't see him as much since I've been away from college for the semester. And he was trying to explain to me how the D&D stuff worked and how easy it was to make a character. He's just like, go ahead, just make a character, and then we can we can figure out stats from that character. I was like, okay, well. Let's see. I like doing the goofy Russian voice, so let's give him an accent that's vaguely Russian. I want to suplex things. As soon as he told me that was an option, I was like, yes, I would like the suplex thing. I would like to suplex a giant monster, suplex Cthulhu. So he's Russian, he likes suplexing things, and he's very strong.
Well, you kind of have to be strong to be able to...
And like later on, I just realized I think it was either watching some Street Fighter 5 stuff or 4 stuff or just stuff from Wreck-It Ralph. I was just like, wait, that's just fucking Zangief. I just made Zangief on accident.
Accidental Zangief.
I mean, the only difference was that like my character had also a lot of like social connections through family, not like influence, more just like information. Like he'd be like, oh yes, I have a brother who lives there. On the streets. That's about as far as that would go. It's not like, he can sneak me through.
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. Sort of stuff.
That's not. He's more to inform than rather get like a secret. Though that could happen if I had taken his character if the situation applied. And I don't think Zangief has that. In fact, I think he works with the bad guys.
He works with the Russian.
So I don't know why he would need that.
He's basically Russian Superman.
Oh, okay. He's in the bad guy scene in
I never got why a lot of the Street Fighter 2 material made him look out like a bad guy when he's just a guy.
Yeah.
Who likes wrestling bears.
Yeah, that was basically what the character I made was. I think a better pick. The better pick for that bad guy scene is obvious for Street Fighter. Just put in Bison.
Bison was already in there. He's in the shot. He's in one of the other.
Oh. I mean, to be fair, Zangief does get a good bit in that scene. To like crush men's head between thighs.
Like Sparrow's egg.
Yeah.
Because you are a bad guy does not mean you are a bad guy.
I think it's cool that like Zangief got that attention. That like I don't think many other characters in like I think any other cameos were like not very. They don't directly affect Ralph.
I mean, the Sonic one did. Sonic talks about the don't turbo. Or something.
Yeah, that was more background info for the audience. Ralph already knows this. It informs the audience, so it's important. It just doesn't affect Ralph directly. But I was going to add that Clyde technically does, because he's the one who organizes the whole thing and questions about. He's the main one questioning, like, "Are you going turbo? You gotta be the bad guy, man." Most of the other ones didn't do much except for Zangief and Clyde in that scene. Bowser said nothing, neither did Eggman. Which is a waste of your Mike Pollock that you don't actually have.
That new movie, I don't know what to think about the Wreck-It Ralph 2. I'm very hesitant about it, mainly because it's going to be about the internet, and that'll be a very...
Yeah, I mentioned to my dad that would probably date it pretty easily.
I mean, like, and it doesn't help that last year the Emoji Movie came out and was awful.
Like, I was a bit optimistic when I saw some, like, art for it, because I was like, oh, these are all fake websites. They can parody and poke fun at it all they want.
And then they bring up eBay in the trailer.
Yeah, and then they show, like, actual logos. I was like, oh, no, don't do this. I mean, I doubt it's going to be as blatant an advertisement, but if you have the rights to their name, you're obviously not going to make fun of them when you're a big company like Disney.
I don't even know, like, I can't even tell what the trailer for the first movie was it's fairly obvious what the movie's about. It's about a bad guy trying to be good, but I can't even tell you what the second movie's about just by the first trailer alone.
Yeah. This is more like a pointless adventure journey. There's not really a goal, at least from the advertisements that we've seen. I could also say that about Incredibles 2. I mean, there's more.
Oh no, that was more. That I could tell more.
Yeah, there's more in it, but I still, for me right now, it looks like the first movie, except now Helen is going out on adventures instead of Bob.
It still looks good. I'm excited for Incredibles 2.
I'm cautiously optimistic as
Coco was amazing.
As a sci-fi guy has put it in the past.
Coco was amazing. It was an amazing film. So
it looks good. My worry whenever I go into a new Disney film is I worry what happened to me with Frozen is gonna happen to me again. Cause like that movie everyone loved, and then I watched it and I was like, really?
So I'm sadly gonna have to interrupt you because it's time to fight Bottom Swell. 25,000 health, weak to wind.
Mr. Dolphin. Wait, are we fighting a dolphin?
No, we're fighting a giant creature that came up after the dolphin.
Yeah, considering my kind of rant from before, like, most of the stuff in Frozen is, like, really predictable, and I've seen done better in other films.
Honestly, the trailers ruined that movie for me. I don't like the amount of, because all they showed in the trailers was that annoying snowman character, and I didn't care.
I can understand. I mean, Olaf's one of my lesser problems with that movie, but I can understand why the marketing is turning me off on that. For me, it was just, like, I saw the thing with Hans coming like a mile away because I knew Disney was going to be like, hey, look, we can subvert expectations. It's just like, no, you did a much better job of subverting expectations with this thing Entangled, and even then you didn't do it quite right. You just did it better than you did here. Because, like, Flynn's like more interesting. Flynn and Rapunzel are more interesting characters than, say, Eric and Ariel. So, like, even though they didn't technically subvert the expectations of True Love at First Sight thing, it was a bit more interesting in that one. And that twist could have been cool if they didn't make it blatantly obvious. Like, if you're gonna introduce it so soon in the film, it's obviously not going to work out. I know how these twists work.
I don't know how to stop the imprisoned effect.
I think Hans is my main problem. There are other problems, but the Hans thing that everyone was praising for is like that's the main thing that gets me.
Like they, have you seen Coco?
Sort of. I shouldn't have, but I saw the CinemaSins on it, and I don't judge movies off of CinemaSins.
Do you? Because I know that's stupid. Like, so then you know the spoilers then.
Yeah.
Like, what they did.
I also saw YMS's review.
Yeah, what they did with what's his name, the musician guy, I thought was gonna be so like boring. It's like, oh, guess what he's doing? Because they did that a lot in other Toy Story movies. They did that in other Pixar movies. Toy Story 3 and 2 and Monsters Inc. But like the way that they did, like, because it's technically a double betrayal, I guess. So the way they portrayed it is a lot more interesting than what has been earlier done. Because it's not only that he's betrayed. Huh?
I think I know what you're talking about, and if I'm remembering it correctly, I'm not sure if I agree or disagree.
The fact that the musician guy has basically been profiting off of main character's dead grandpa's music.
Yeah.
Oh, and the bottom soul's dead now.
I think it's just mainly the reveal of it, because like
they do
it, pointed out, that's been done a lot before, but
the way like it's a lot more interesting of a reveal than it has been.
No, I meant like they're revealing in front of an entire audience, not realizing the mic's on.
Oh, that was dumb. Yeah,
like,
that part was like, eh.
Yeah.
But like the actual like reveal to the main character, because especially since like I don't want to get into spoilers for them. I don't want to get too deep, but it was more interesting than Toy Story 2 and 3 is because Alright, now it's time to perform CPR.
Although that might be... 2 might be... I might be biased on 2, because I like... like Kelsey Grammer a lot. And that was the first time they did that in like Disney or Pixar. I liked how they did it in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah,
that
well, that was a Disney movie, and that was.
It was probably also obvious, but I don't know, just like I feel like in that one anyone could have been pulling those strings. And like it's not as like straightforward as Hans' thing. Oh, I just realized we're doing a CPR minigame, which is unusual. Especially for Final Fantasy. Here, enter this fantasy world. Now give this person CPR. What was I talking about? Yeah, I know. It's obvious in hindsight, which is better than being obvious just from the forefront.
Like Toy Story 3.
And King Candy was just a much more fun villain than like...
Oh yeah, like the King Candy reveal was I did not expect.
I mean, I think I kinda did, but I didn't think about it too much, so I didn't expect it as much as, say, Hans or the Huggins stuff or whatever he's called. I think that's completely different.
Well, I guess The Incredibles kind of does that as well, with Syndrome being the kid from the beginning.
Those are interesting takes on it. But they may also be obvious, but they weren't as like blatant as Hans. And again, they might be just obvious in hindsight to me, because like, who else would care so much about Mr. Incredible, or who else do we know that seems out of place in any of the games that we passed other than Ralph? But that's more in hindsight. And like, even taking that out of account, like, he's more fun to watch when he's a villain. Hans just doesn't seem very convincing. Like, he wasn't supposed to... It feels like he wasn't supposed to be the villain, and they just made him the villain, which doesn't make an interesting villain. A villain needs to be a villain through and through, not just like... Just like, oh, he's kind of a villain. He does villainous things with a villainous tone, but he still feels like a prince. They've got to have interesting personalities other than Prince Charming but evil. We already had that in Shrek. We don't need it in Frozen.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, you meant Shrek too, right?
Yeah.
Prince Charming. I don't remember how that movie goes anymore.
Man, I really like Shrek 1 and 2. Not really the art, but the humor.
Oh boy, do those movies look dated?
Yeah. The art style looks weird. Like, not even just for old CG, but like, even taking the old CG out of account, it just looks weird from a design perspective, but I guess that's because they were trying to make it look so not Disney. But I kind of like DreamWorks style in like later films, like Megamind is the only one coming to mind other than P movie, but like, you know what I mean, the more later ones that came like after Shark Tale and Shrek, stuff like Kung Fu Panda. There we go. That's a better example.
Good. I saw 3 a couple. It was last year, a couple years ago. That was pretty decent. For being the third movie in a... Kung Fu Panda's always had decent stuff. Like that Smash Bros. Clone.
I mean, is it as bad as Smash Bros. Clone as Cartoon Network one.
It looks a lot more. It looks a lot more broken in the fun way, instead of broken in the not fun way, like Punch Time Explosion did.
I mean, Punch Time Explosion was fun. I like Punch Time Explosion, but it's goofy as hell. That's why I liked it.
Alright, so now we've got to go, instead of going to do the more side stuff, we've got to really quickly go back to Fort Condor.
I like Punch Time Explosion mainly because of the absurdity of the concept. Like, oh, you use Captain Planet to fight.
Aku.
Yeah. Or you can use him to fight Ben Tennyson. Like I made in that Twitter post, the most ambitious crossover.
Oh yeah, name it more. Avengers, whatever, is the most ambitious crossover ever. Post a picture of it.
It's a picture of Aku, Haas from Billy and Mandy, the guitar guy from Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, I think. No, he wasn't in there. I think a Powerpuff Girls character was in there somewhere. Yeah, I can check my Twitter. No, that's Twitch.
Yeah,
I want Twitch, I want Twitter.
As someone that's a fan that follows a bunch of people that like Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, I saw a lot of those, like, of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers thing, a bunch of those.
Man, you think that's weird? TMNT and Batman had a thing.
I mean, there was the Batman Brave and the Bold episode that had Scooby-Doo and Weird Al Yankovic in it.
Wait, what? I didn't hear about this.
It was one of those compilation episodes with Batmite in it, and it was.
Oh, that's right. I remember seeing a thumbnail for a clip of it where Shaggy punches the Joker. Apparently.
Yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be following the same plot as the Batman episode from, I think it was Scooby-Doo and Friends, and then Batmite shows up and like, you know what, this is really boring. Let's make this more interesting. And then they start fighting.
Yeah, I just remember searching through a bunch of the Batman clips from that old 2000 show. And then I just see in the thumbnails for the related videos, just Shaggy punches the Joker. It's like, what? What show is this? When did this happen?
Time for more of this. Just realized that I have an enemy type. I've got a person on my group that is called a stoner. I think they just throw rocks at people.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I forgot to say anything about it.
Can't roll a stone. Can't move.
Oh, fuck yeah, Stone.
My favorite Kirby
Smokes
ability.
a lot of pot.
Alright, we got a wyvern here. Got a beast going that way.
Hey, I just realized the next Game Shark challenge will probably come out soon.
Yep.
I have to wonder what it is. One day we'll get Bubble Bobble, but it won't be the day.
I already got a Bubble Bobble challenge.
We didn't. We also didn't get Puzzle Bobble, even though that one's not mine. I actually had practice somewhat. I'm still gonna suck at it when it comes up, but... Check my Twitter for stuff, and it's all just talking about throw controllers, and then Pat of Super Best Friends complaining about Ready Player One. This looks so out of place. Also,
actually, him complaining doesn't. I mean, him complaining actually doesn't seem out of place.
Oh no, not him complaining. Just the fact that like all these posts like, oh yeah, throwing controllers are great. Glad to meet a bunch of fans, and then you just have Pat that's like nowhere near the event. It's just like, man, Ready Player One kind of sucked, didn't it?
Kind of. I'm still really not
I haven't
interested in
seen
that.
it, but according to him, it's quote embarrassing in the same way that Big Bang Theory is. Pop culture pop culture as a cheap fun. Pop culture as a cheap pop to prop up is basically nothing. Oh, to prop up basically is nothing. It says it's for you, but it's actually for no one. That, by the way, that one was said twice because it's typed twice. That wasn't me tripping over my words this time. But like we mentioned with Wreck-It Ralph, pop culture in movies can be done well as long as you know it won't be dated. That's why Wreck-It Ralph referenced a lot more of the older video games, because they already had a good reputation even though they were decades old.
I mean, and like even the weird references, like Christian, how a lot of people actually know what keyboard is.
I know what keyboard is.
Well, yes, but we know because we played stuff like this. Points to
My mom knows what keyboard is.
Huh?
My mom knows what keyboard is more than she knows what Street Fighter is.
I don't know. Maybe
I think there was an
obscure
reference that like fits what you're thinking of. I think Kano, is it Kano? Some guy from Mortal Kombat was in there.
Oh right, Kano's in the scene with the villains. Kano's also in the, because he's got his old MK1 look. Completely forgot about that. Am I winning?
that's a good sign.
Are the red polygons done? I don't know. Am I wasting too much money?
Mario 64 music. I may have some issues with its gameplay, but I will never ditch the soundtrack. You know, the one thing that I think would be good with a Mario 64 HD is just fixing the controls. I mean, some of the challenges themselves also have issues, but the main
Did you
thing
mean Mario 64 DS?
I mean, that's fair. But I also don't think that fixes the controls much, considering your options are either a
If anything, it
D-pad
makes them
or
worse.
stylus, yeah. And who on earth would play that with a stylus? How are you supposed to hit the buttons?
You were supposed to use the weird, like, early thumb thingy that they sold with the early DS that lets you just slide your thumb on the screen.
That is weird, but I guess it makes sense, I guess. Still, I want a good version of Mario 64. Although, I think I also had some problems with the level design in later, because, like, it's hard to traverse, because, like, in early levels, it feels very organized and very, like, clear what the intent was, and then later levels, I think I said, quote, it feels like they just threw a bunch of geometry together in windows, and it was like, haha, look, it's impressive.
Yeah, like Rainbow Crew, like a lot of there's a few interesting stuff, like, but like Wet Dry World, as cool as it looks, it's kind of bland.
Yeah.
Tiny Big Island, also, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the mountain area, the one where it's the monkey that you can lose your hat to. Telltale Mountain, yes, that's a good example of what you're talking about.
Might
Nothing.
be confusing with Cool Mountain, but that sounds right. Both of them do.
Well, that and there's also, yeah, the other ice stage, just kind of Snowman's Land.
Snowman's Land. That sucks.
It's kind of just generic, sort of there. Like, yeah, but like all the the top floor stuff, like Tick-Tock Clock and Rainbow Cruise, are annoying, but they're at least more interesting than the third floor stuff.
I also didn't like Shifting Sand Dunes, but that wasn't... I think, like, each section had its own things. Like, the first section felt, like, well-designed, and I could tell where everything was. The second section seemed like a lot of death traps, like the poisonous gas in Hazy Maze Cave.
Or the lava, or the really deep water, I guess I guess technically the really deep water in...
I think that's a different section.
No, the submarine area.
Oh, yeah, I guess that was the same area. I think it was more... I think it was less the water and more like there was a whirlpool and a bunch of other very cheap enemies in there.
Like, the levels that reuse the stuff are oftentimes like the least interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like their reason for that is to just get some ideas they couldn't use with their 7-star limit of each level. Which, by the way, 100 coin stars. In those later levels where there's death traps or just platforms in the middle of nowhere, the 100 coins level is just stupid. Like, it works a lot better when it's in the other areas. Especially in, like, Womp's Fortress, that's super easy. That kind of has the opposite problem. It's too easy to get all the coins. Because you get a ton from Womps and Piranhas. apparently Suede's getting some copyright trouble on his YouTube stuff. That's not good. Mainly for his Pokemon reviews.
Then those must be from Nintendo.
Yeah, or Pokemon Company. That's why I'm always so scared when I want to do Pokemon Channel, because it's such a fun game to comment over, but like, you'd lose like everything to the copyright thing, even though it's exclusive to the game, so like, it goes under normal video game rules, where it's kind of like a gray area.
I think we might lose.
Pokemon Channel's cutscenes getting copyright claim makes about as much sense as like Despair Girls getting copyright claim, because they both use like cutscenes that are animated like the anime, but aren't the anime itself. Although, speaking of Danganronpa and stupid copyright stuff, I'm not sure if you've been paying much attention since you might wanted to avoid spoilers for it, but don't worry, I won't mention any spoilers. I will mention the fact that they not really copyright claimed, but the Content ID thought that I had clips of the anime's punishments when I was using clips from the game.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that before.
Yeah, it's why would they do that? It makes no sense to me. Like, you'd think that the automated system could tell the difference. But to be fair, the anime like replicates the punishment almost exactly, so I could see the confusion, but gosh, like, if I'm gonna get copyright claimed, let it be from the source that I actually did the thing from. Still not as bad as that one group that like copyright claimed my thing, or Content ID'd my thing. I need to get my terminology straight. Content ID'd my thing that was just a Danganronpa song and a Pokémon song playing at the same time. But luckily, those people with the content rights, either that or the people at YouTube, realized their mistake and got back to public. Which was nice.
Might as well use the summon at least once.
For a second, I thought you were talking about my little anecdote, and I was like, who was I summoning in that story?
No, I meant the Chocomoogle summon.
Yeah.
Goodness, this guy takes a while. And we dead. Alright, so I think that's a good time to... end the stream. I'll take care of the... I'll take care of this off stream. In the meantime, promote.
I'm a Green Power Star. I'm playing shitty Wii games and a bunch of mysteries for normal. Man, I can't leave this mystery theme, can I? First, it's just like Danganronpa, Contradiction, and Batman all happen like really close to each other, and I'm probably forgetting something.
Strong bad. Like even I pointed out that you've been playing a lot of these.
Well, that's more going into point and clicks, but that's also true.
All right.
That's why I'm going to be doing Mario Brothers afterwards. No excuses.
Yeah, and then in terms of this stream, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 to 6 Pacific Standard Time. Next Tuesday and Thursday will be casual streams. Friday will be more Final Fantasy, and then the Tuesday after that will be the start of playthrough 29. But yeah, that's it. Until next time, good night, everybody.